this episode is basically just a filler episode, all the little bits that I've filmed along the way on getting this car back together that I couldn't really make a whole episode out of, so this is just everything chucked into one, so enjoy. Alright, we're working on the 86, just stripping off all the rust around the windows, painting it red, and then sticking new glass in there. Didn't want to stick it in while it was all rusted and get the rubbers rusted as well, so this is just a temporary fix, I guess, till I get it all sandblasted, but that's years to come. But yeah, done it on the other side as well. All done up. Just going to hit it with some paint. Let it dry, and then probably tomorrow stick the windows in out of the white one all the way over there. You can see the corner of the tub. Yeah, there's the glass. All the way over there. I sprayed a bit of primer stuff all over. Gonna hit it with a little bit of a light coat of red. Don't want to do it too heavy because I've got to make it dry, and I want to chuck the tarp over it, and you don't want tacky paint with a tarp over it, so just a light mist over it all. Just get it good, and then come back tomorrow and spray it properly, and then stick the windows in. Alright, these Hilux videos are chopped up all over the show, but I'm working on this thing because I'm going to rip the old windscreen out of my tool drive that I'm working on and stick it in this one if it comes out in one piece. So I'm just going to get the wire wheel all this rust back along all the seams, paint it up like what I did with the windows over there, so it at least helps stop the rust in some of the important places, even though it's already been eaten out over here. It's already been eaten out, so yeah, I'm just trying to prevent even more rust. So yeah, just wire it back, put some paint on it, and we'll be sweet. Been busy with the wire wheel on the drill, gotten it back to somewhat bare metal. There's still this oxidized stuff going on there, but it doesn't need to be perfect. I just want to get a layer of paint on it, so didn't want to have to deal with a massive build up of scaly stuff. Gonna paint that as well just to stop the pitting, because eventually I'm going to put this all back together, have it as a working car, and then strip it all back and then start on all the rust repairs. No point in doing it now, just in case, you know, I give up on this thing and go, oh, that was a waste of time. So get it as a running car, got motor and all that. I'll explain later. But yeah, we're going to paint all this all around the windscreen and then stick it in if I decide to pull it out today, out of my old one. So today is the day I'm finally going to pull out the windscreen out of this thing. I've done a bit of body work, I haven't filmed it all since it's pretty boring, but going to rip the windscreen out, going to see if there's any rust behind it. If not, we're all sweet, just sand it and prime it. Got the windscreen here in one piece. This is what it's going to go into. I spent a bit of time prepping this, painted all around here. So we got nice red paint for the windscreen to go onto. Just got to peel back all the masking and then whoosh, stick the windscreen in. Hopefully not crack it, probably will crack it, but I'd rather have a cracked bit of glass than no bit of glass in there, just to seal her up. Transferred the glass into a different rubber because I kind of want to try and reuse maybe that one, but I just want to keep the original just in case. But I got this crusty ass one from my brother's ute, and then I'm going to do some fighting and get the windscreen in. I've got a bit of wire to stuff in there and then roll it out in the harder spots, so hopefully that works. Might need some WD-40, but this should be interesting. this is going to be some messing around, so... Who knew putting a windscreen in would be so hard? Yes, I'm probably doing it wrong, but... I don't think I have the right facilities. Yeah, I need like a fat rope all the way around the screen. Because that little bit of blue wire, yeah, it does a little bit, but it doesn't do much, so... It's Alright, got the windscreen in, didn't film it because I had other people helping me, but it's in now. It was a little bit of an effort. Did the old rope trick, put all rope all around the rubber, chucked it in. It was a bit tight, ripped it a bit on the inside, but it doesn't matter since I just want something to seal her up. You can't really see, but I ripped it a bit. Oh, yeah, definitely cracked to hell. It doesn't matter because, as I said, better than just chucking it in the bin and not putting it into something that actually needs a screen. That isn't very important at the moment, so we got a screen in. This is a bit of a weird sight. The red Hilux is home because Mum's not here, so time to bring it home and get as much done as I can because I don't feel like messing around down at the field where it normally sits and mess around in the mud. So today's goal, I've got a few things I really want to do on this before it has to go back. Main goal is to put a wiring harness in this thing because it has no wiring harness, but over time I've put a whole interior in it, so I've got to pull this back out again, take the guards off. I've got a little bit of wiring already in, just the front harness, got the fuse box, and then that harness that runs along the front support here. Last night I was messing around bleeding the brakes, still need to bleed them, but I need someone else for that. But it does have sort of brakes, so I can hear the drums moving, so that's good. Yeah, so we're just going to chuck a wiring harness in, we'll got it up there, I'll show you that real soon. Yeah, big contract ahead. Hopefully she don't rain, but we'll see. So this is the wiring harness that I have, and it came out of the white extra cab that I got the tub off of. I actually don't know how good it is. It looks alright. Definitely been hacked up here and there, but not too badly. This is the end. These are the lights. These are the tail lights at the back here. Of course, they've been chewed up, but everything else seems alright. Where the radio goes, yeah, here, she's definitely been chopped, but that's fixable. But everything else seems to be alright. I just got to chuck into that, which is going to take a bit. What time it is? 2:30. That thing's full of interior and that, so we'll see how we go. Alright, it's been a little over half an hour. Gotten all the dash out. I'm going to tackle and get rid of these guards as well, so I can feed the wiring harness through. And yeah, we're going good so far. Alright, guards are off. Wiring harness is all up in here, ready to be fed through. Hopefully I figure out where it all goes again. This should be good. Gotten all the wiring sort of all up in here, everything's sort of plugged in there. A few things I've got to tidy up. All the wires along here. That's for the horn. All the stuff for the engine. Hopefully it all sort of plugs in. I've got this to reference off, which is helping. I don't have a voltage regulator, so that's what that plug is for. And for the lights, people have cut on both sides. They've cut the plug for it, so that's a pain in the ass. That's all there. But yeah, we got this emissions, tighter emissions box, which is, never really seen that before. All that. I'm sort of going to chuck it all back together. All the interior. We got these two wires down here that I'm not too sure why they're cut, but hopefully they don't give us issues. down the track. There's some plugs where I just go, I don't know where you go. You know, all this stuff is like extra stuff for your power mirrors and defrosters and that. I don't have the wiring. Well, I do have the harness that goes in the roof. It's still in the car. So, and I don't have the harness that goes for the light as well, which I think is also in the white one. So, yeah, there's a bit missing. I don't have anything for it goes to the starter mode. I don't have any terminals, but that's the main. This one here's the main positive to everything, so I just do that, ground this somewhere, figure out what that ground does on this one. Hold up. Yeah. That just grounds out on this. Yeah, I don't know. I'll figure it out. Because I want to at least put a battery to it all. And I've got to get all these fuses, because of course all the fuses for the box has been robbed, so I'll go see my stash of stuff down at the field and figure out. I can reference off stuff and what goes where. But yeah, she's come along nicely, figuring out where it all goes. Of course, you got this wire that goes under the seat, and then there's a grommet under there for the rest of the tail lights, but I'm not going to do that yet, since it's not important, and I've got to fix up all the plugs, and it's better to do it outside of the vehicle than inside, because I know I've got to figure out what those two wires do. Hopefully nothing, and then fix up the cut plug for the lights. But hopefully I've got the 4Runner one down there. Hopefully I can just tax the front part off of it, but it's a diesel, so I don't know, we'll figure it out. Right, so it's the next day. I've got everything back together. I've hooked up a battery at the front, but it's not that powerful of a battery since it's an old one. We got a working clock just, and then the blower motor. That works, but the clock definitely dims down when you got that. That's how bad of a battery we got. We got a horn, wipers just work. You got to give it a bit of help. Yep. Indicators, there's nothing hooked up. Dash lights, can't really tell because it's bright as hell out, but I can hear something going on. And then I hooked up the rear tail light, and it's constantly on, so something's going on there. I don't know if it's the light, the wiring harness. You press the brake. Got my hand on the brake now. No difference, so we got drums there, but you can hear like the high beam relay and all that clicking, so it seems like a good enough wiring harness. Always got the other one to chuck in if this one's absolutely cooked, but yeah. This rear harness for the tail lights needs a bit of work. Like the plug for the other light has been torn off. And then yeah, the wiring for the light over here has been cut, and I've got the plug from the Red 4Runner I got. I just gotta, if that wants to come out, I just gotta connect her up. So that's another issue. Yeah. Yeah, that light's just constantly on, so I've got to figure that out, but that's a later issue because I'm going to move on to other stuff now. Probably try and figure out the scrub bar situation. So I've got to cut up these scrub bars over here. Scrub bars are side steps as well, because they don't fit up right because they're not meant for this car, but I'll make them work. So that's probably what we're going to do with a few other little things here and there. Probably bleed the brakes once I get someone else here. And then, yeah, try and get some stuff done. Bit of time has passed and we've gotten the scrub rails / side steps on. It's actually looking pretty nice. It's a little bit close to the guard, but I had to do that because I had to trim up this end here. Yeah, I have to trim the ends off because I have to bring the whole side step forwards because it's touching the cab, the rear of the cab, and then it's between the mount for the tub and the cab, and there's like just enough space for it. So that's its final resting slash mounting position. All around pretty keen with that. It'll definitely do. So I'm gonna bleed the brakes up next, and yeah, keep carrying. So this is the Hilux in all its glory. Pretty much how I want it to be in the end, all red tub, scrub rails, white wheels. But of course there's an engine missing, all the wiring's a bit how you're going, and the interior needs a few things here and there. So definitely a big project, but I'm piecing it all together slowly. There's definitely a lot of rust in it, like up here, rust there, it's all wavy and caved in there. There's rust in the floor. No, you can't really tell, but there's rust in the floor. All around it's a pretty sad cab, but if I find a new cab for a banging price, I'll take it, because this one's got a bit of work done that needs to do to it. Tub also has a heap of rust. It's just a rust bucket in the end, really. Tubs, all, yeah. Someone had a tub liner, and then it held all the moisture, and then, yeah, you know what that happens. So I've got this checker plate here. I think it's 3mm thick. I've got 2 sheets, so I definitely have enough to cut out the old floor and probably put this stuff in it, which will be the ideal plan. I've got a new tailgate for it, since this one's been pushed in by a pole in need of a filler flap. I've got a fuel cap somewhere. Yeah, the scrub rails and all that, pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, all around, she's rough, but I've got the engine for it, gearbox for it. The wiring harness for this doesn't want to work. I already got the one out of the single cab that I could throw in that does work, that I know. So yeah, and then under the engine bay, I bled all the brakes up. Front brakes work, but the calipers drag, and the rear brakes don't work, because I think the rear proportioning valve is wrong, or not working, because it come out of a two-wheel drive. So could be all clogged up. So yeah, that's what the interior, not the interior, engine bay's like. All the arches have been galvanized, so that's pretty neat. But yeah, she's rough and ready. The bar and the scrub bars basically make the look of it. But yeah, that's basically how it sits at the moment. Next thing really is to chuck an engine in it, but that's not going to happen for a while. But yeah, pretty pleased with it. I'm going to make a video a bit more in depth of this Hilux and how I got it and all that. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Big Daz driving the big Luxy. What do you think of that? Huh? What do you think of that? Rubbish. Rubbish.